McIntosh, executive director, editor rather, of Share Blue. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
So
Thank you.
I'm all for opportunities for women and thinking about the first female president. I think that's going to be a historic moment for this country when that happens. No Republicans, though, on this list, Allie.
Yes, so we have two problems here right off the bat. So Cosmo claims in its mission statement to be a publication that empowers all women to be themselves. What we're seeing, however, is that they want all women to be themselves unless they're conservative. Problem number two is that this article that we're discussing describes itself as a list of, quote, eminently qualified women who could be the next president. The funny part about that is that on this list of eminently qualified women, there are Democratic women who are far less qualified than their Republican counterparts. Where is Senator Susan Collins, who has been in Congress for more than 20 years? Where is Condoleezza Rice? Where is any Republican female governor? Kim Reynolds, for example. Where is Carly Fiorina?
Well,
this is a pattern that we're seeing, that conservative females are excluded from the conversation about political leadership.
Jess, it's a good question. It's one thing if there were no Republican women in politics, but you named some of them. Allie, Nikki Haley is one. Joni Ernest, Oklahoma governor. Mary Fallin, New Mexico governor. Susana Martinez. There are strong Republican women that are already serving. So why can't they mix it up? Get both sides of the aisle.
Republican women are underrepresented in the media, and more importantly, they are underrepresented in government, and there are real policy implications for that. Republican women are often a really important moderating influence on their party. I mean, if you look at what's happening right now, if we didn't have Republican Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, the Republican Party would have already taken away health care from 22 million people. We need to encourage those voices, not discourage them. But I think there's a simple explanation for the Cosmo article. It was about who's generating buzz in 2020. There aren't any Republicans, male or female, generating buzz in 2020 because we have a sitting Republican president.
You know what, though? There are a lot of young conservative women, though, that would support those policies, right? You've got people from both sides of the aisle. Women go from they're Democrat and they're Republican. I can't help but think, Allie, about, Melania Trump and Ivanka Trump and how, when Michelle Obama was in office, she was on the cover of almost every single magazine. And I don't see Melania, for example, really anywhere. And I can't help but think about the choices that magazines are making for women, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that would be true if this was just one isolated article that listed the women that they wanted to be president simply because they thought that they were the best people for the job. That would be one thing. However, this article is indicative of the sentiment of what it seems like to be the vast majority of the left in general, that you cannot be for progress, you cannot be a strong woman, and you cannot be in leadership unless you are a pro-choice Democrat. What we see is that we have a party who is increasingly exclusive. You have Tom Perez even saying that you can't be a Democrat unless you are pro-choice. And so there are plenty of women, not even just conservative, but in the middle of the road, who feel like they are being pigeonholed and pressured and manipulated into being one ideological way. And they see the hypocrisy that the Democrats claim to be the tolerant party and the party of diversity, but what they really want is for you to believe everything that they believe. And unfortunately, people aren't buying.
Yeah, and Jess, you mentioned earlier that you said there is a hypocrisy that does exist today when it comes to Republican women. What needs to change?
I think that the Republican Party needs to get a lot more inclusive of women, especially at the state and local level. Republican women are underrepresented at every level across the government. They're the smallest demographic in Congress, in the Senate, in state legislatures, and that really has to change.
But does the media play a role, though? Do they have a responsibility to at least point out Republican women when, as we just showed on that list, they could have easily mentioned a few Republican women on that list?
I think if that list had included Republican women, it would have been really uncomfortable for the women they put on it. Suggesting that Nikki Haley might primary the president whose cabinet she sits on is not something that she wants. So I think we're not going to see a lot of Republican women.
Haley.
No, I think we're not going to see a lot of Republican women in 2020 lists because we have a sitting Republican president.
All right,
but the media should definitely call out Republican women when they do great things.
Guys,